This is a jewel that not only a state but an entire nation is proud of. This is a wonder with a record registered in the prestigious Guinness Book of Records. Making this marvel from the ground up was not an easy task. Approximately 10,000 metric tons of steel, over 42,000 cubic meters of concrete, 2,300 construction professionals, 20 hours a day for 15 months, over 2 million safe person hours. Building this architectural marvel was truly a challenge.
Hockey Stadium, Rourkela, up and running, Kushiko.
The stadium is one of the best that I've ever seen.
Oh, it's one of the best stadium I have ever played in. Jagas.
This is the making of the Birsa Munda Hockey Stadium in Rourkela. Situated in the Sundargarh district of Odisha, the cradle of Indian hockey, Rourkela is an industrial town.
We are celebrating 75 years of independence. It's a landmark, milestone for a democracy like India to link this World Cup with the independence movement. And Sundargarh is a tribal district where the great legend Birsa Munda had his footprints. So Honorable CM decided to name it after Birsa Munda.
Leading the team executing this grand vision is Vinil Krishna.
So 2018 is the first time when we hosted the World Cup on a very grand scale. This time Honorable Chief Minister made it a condition that we should host it in Rourkela as well. Finally, the 2023 Hockey World Cup has been finalized for both Bhubaneswar and Rourkela, and preparations are going on in full swing, and we hope to host a great World Cup.
Rourkela won the bid to host the World Cup in late 2019. However, the city lacked the modern infrastructure needed to host an event of this scale.
So while we were planning for creating the infrastructure, then COVID hit and we were all busy. The entire government was busy in COVID management.
As the world healed from COVID, the supply lines were resumed and the work began in full swing.
The brief to the designers is that there are multiple stakeholders in organizing a World Cup, and every stakeholder should feel extremely happy about the infrastructure that is being created and should have a wonderful experience of the World Cup.
This self-contained sporting complex will be spread over 47 acres. This will consist of the World Cup Village, a residential facility with a swimming pool for athletes and the officials, a practice center with best of the facility for athletes, recovery like a hydrotherapy center, sauna, steam room and gymnasium. Then the jewel of the sporting complex, the main stadium, will be built. Bhupinder Singh Punia is spearheading the on-site teams of dedicated professionals.
We are starting to build one of the largest hockey stadium, Birsa Munda Hockey Stadium, Rourkela.
The deadline has been set for September 2022. The construction starts according to plan, with designs and ideas integrating and disintegrating before finally falling into place. The buzzing of the construction work soon gains momentum. With work gradually picking up pace, the completion of the practice pitch was the first of many landmarks to be achieved. Sean Goody is credited with laying the pitches for some of the top stadiums in the world. He is hard at work to ensure the handover happens in accordance with the deadlines.
Our job here in Rourkela is to deliver the two men's World Cup hockey pitches for next year, 2023, which part of it will be played here in Rourkela and the other part in Bhubaneswar.
With a tropical wet-dry climate region, Rourkela has temperatures rising more than 40 degrees Celsius during summers. This makes it difficult to work under the scorching sun.
The main challenges, right at the moment, it's the heat. It's very humid, very, very hot.
This is the last one of the 21 dashes that we have to cut for the offside penalty markings.
Finally, the practice pitch complete. Now is the time to celebrate. But the team is aware of the challenges ahead.
We have one more pitch left to complete, and that's in the main stadium. Unfortunately, due to the shipping, that pitch is going to be delivered late. A large infrastructure project like this, lengthy delays for raw materials, supply chains, but we're confident we'll deliver these turfs ready for the World Cup next year.
After the completion of the practice pitch, another important landmark is the elevation of high mast. Now with the practice pitch done, all the attention shifts to the main stadium. With only 3 months to the deadline, the work is far from finished. The designers chose prefabricated structural steel columns over conventional RCC, keeping in mind the topography of the site and to compensate for the lost time due to design amendments. The flexibility and reduced construction time has made the prefabricated structural steel one of the most preferred material for stadium construction. Unlike conventional RCC, steel can be designed and fabricated off-site, limiting its exposure to adverse weather conditions. This fabrication unit accurately puts raw materials into a machine, which then cuts the steel plates into various components. They are then welded together to produce ready-to-use steel structures for stadium construction. These steel structures not only form the foundation for the entire stadium, but will eventually give the stadium its look and feel. A stadium of this magnitude requires a whopping 3,600 metric ton of structural steel to ensure stability. Transportation of those quantities of steel is not an easy task. After due diligence, the prefabricated columns are unloaded to be used in the construction of the stands.
The overall management was done by the sports department. Mr. Vinil Krishna is the secretary, and the Honorable Minister, Mr. Tusharkanti Behra. Both of them played a major role in planning, execution, day-to-day monitoring and everything.
With the onset of monsoon, the deadline starts shrinking again. The rain in these parts of the country can last for days.
It's the monsoon season now, so we need to plan around that. We need to be able to work within that. I'm confident our crews can do that to deliver these pitches on time.
This year also we had extended monsoon. So for considerable time, outdoor work was completely stopped.
The non-stop rainfall has put various teams under tremendous pressure. The stakes are now higher than ever. with the deadlines looming large. Delayed due to the rains, the turf for the main pitch has finally arrived from Germany. Without wasting any further time, the team gets down to laying it. With an advancement of technology, the game has moved from natural grass to artificial synthetic turfs. Manufactured by Polytan, the pitch consists of a synthetic surface made 60% from sugarcane waste turned into polyethylene. This is a polymer based for the synthetic turf. Under this top layer is an elastic layer or shock pad layer of recycled granulated chips of car or truck tires bound together by polyurethane binder. This is made of the CO2 gases from industrial sources, which are then turned into polymer-based binders. At the bottom are the two layers of bitumen macadam to achieve very high level of flatness. While the stadium construction is in full swing against all odds, the construction of the proposed World Cup village is slowly but steadily progressing.
The World Cup village was required because the accommodation space for the teams to be hosted in the Rourkela was quite a concern because of the limited number of hotels that are available in the city. So therefore the government had decided that we should construct a new facility like a Olympic village, a World Cup village.
Designed over 160,000 square feet, the World Cup village will have 5 different blocks, out of which 3 blocks will have 225 rooms, with 1 block for the kitchen and gymnasium. The last block with the reception and other recreational facilities are taking shape in record time of 9 months. Work on the World Cup village began simultaneously on all 5 blocks to facilitate the distribution of manpower, treating each block as a separate project. The rooms are laid out in 2-story buildings within 3 blocks with a courtyard in between. Traditionally, the courtyard controls the microclimate, and they are also an excellent place to congregate for the family. In the preparation to host, the city of Rourkela is undergoing a major revamp with various beautification and infrastructure projects underway. One such project is the expansion of the Rourkela airport. The team is carrying out a runway friction test to ensure that the Rourkela airstrip is upgraded for better connectivity in time for the World Cup. It is one day before the deadline. The construction should have been over by now. The members of the organizing committee, the Federation of International Hockey and Hockey India will arrive tomorrow to inaugurate the practice center and take stock of the remaining construction work. All the teams are working hard and putting their best foot forward. After all, months of planning and hard work will be put to a final test now. After the inauguration, the team visits the main stadium to inspect the progress.
When you're going into the stadium itself, then you get actually the size of the venue, that you understand that the drawing was really reflecting the reality. It's not finished yet, but the way they work, the way they accomplish, the number of people on site, I have no doubt that this will be finished in time.
The timeline has now been extended by 3 months. Once the construction is over at the stands, it is time to install the seats. A spectator will be in a seat for a long duration. Hence, the seats must be ergonomically designed and in such a manner that each spectator gets an unobstructed view. The lighting system of the main stadium is one of its kind in India, and it has 8 high masts installed in such a manner that there will be fewer hotspots around the field of play with equal luminosity levels. The light system has to meet the technical requirements of not only FIH but of the modern day cameras for television broadcast. With a new timeline in place, work on 3 stands, north, east and south, is nearly complete. The work on the facade, the stadium's outer layer, begins.
It is a jewel in our crown, and therefore it should look like a jewel.
Honorable CM is very fond of having the best of architecture. He wants the best to happen in the state. From designing the color of the facade to almost every architectural design, he had a look at it, and he allowed the teams to come with nice creative ideas.
As the facade takes shape, the team is preparing to focus solely on the west stand. The west stand is the main stand. At the ground level, it is the entry for all the players to the field of play. Additionally, there are technical and official rooms for Hockey India and FIH, along with broadcast and press conference rooms. On the upper ground floor is a stand with premium priced seating along with various facilities. On the first floor is a stand for the dignitaries, replete with lounges and a media center. With work on the World Cup village in its last leg, meeting the final deadline now finally seems possible.
Now deadline is fixed, non-negotiable. Work on all stands is almost complete. Now we are ensuring that all equipment facilities are up and running. We hope that we will deliver it well before the time.
With the construction over, now all the teams are giving finishing touches, be it the lights or the facade. To take stock of things, high-level officials arrive to inspect the progress. With most of the facilities up and running and being tested at the World Cup village, a high-level meeting takes place in Bhubaneswar to take account of the coming World Cup. Back in Rourkela, the teams have started arriving and acclimatizing to the venue and the facilities. Built during extraordinarily challenging times, truly highlighting the team's grit and determination, the project deserves a quick retrospect.
Stadium is not just a hockey stadium for us, it's a landmark for Rourkela. And therefore it is developed in such a manner that it can be used like a public plaza, and it will be open to the public for most part of the year. It will continue to be a very active and vibrant location for the citizens of Rourkela.
we were not having a stadium, there was no airport, and there was no players' village. We took all the risk of creating a stadium in 15 months, putting up a World Cup village, and with all the support from Government of India, we got the airport also done. This stadium has been completely differently abled friendly. We have one of the largest stadiums in the world. The idea behind this, to honor the passion of hockey loving people of Sundargarh.
यहाँ हॉकी काफ़ी पॉपुलर है, काफ़ी क्रेज है, लोगों में काफ़ी हॉकी खेली जाती है। मैं तो ये कहता हूँ कि लोग पागल हैं हॉकी के लिए।
सर इतना शानदार स्टेडियम राउरकेला को दिया।
रॉयल फीलिंग है, बहुत ही अच्छा ऑर्गेनाइज्ड है सब कुछ।
थैंक्स टू आवर गवर्नमेंट।
और स्टेडियम बहुत अच्छा बना है।
मैंने तो कई वर्ल्ड कप भी खेले हैं, लेकिन इस तरह की चीजें हमको कहीं देखने को नहीं मिली।
Can't wait to see it when it's full. I'm sure it's going to make for an awesome atmosphere.
The stadium is one of the best that I've ever seen.
Look, it's a fantastic facility. I mean, there's world-class facility.
Oh, it's one of the best stadium I have ever played in. Jagas.
And all the tickets for India matches were sold out in no time.
Welcome to the Hockey World Cup 2023, an extravaganza of 44 nail-biting matches. 16 teams over 17 days as all teams go for World Cup glory.
And thus starts the story of a masterpiece built against overwhelming odds in a record 15 months with a world record of over 20,000 seated capacity, a feature of engineering marvel and a legacy to create future hockey champions. Birsa Munda Hockey Stadium, Rourkela.